Where do I begin?
Well, it's been a season in the books for sure. This is the first deer season we went out, and we really put in a lot of time and effort. We did our research, and I think the reward was better. We started the season doing research and stuff, and we went out and did YouTube videos, Netflix shows, whatever it was, and really got our research in.
A big help of ours was Deer Society, the YouTube channel. We used their call, the extinguisher. It was a buck butt. It had doe, fawn, and buck. And it's very flexible. It's a great call. If you're looking for a call, use that one.
Spike on me, and it came up, and it went back in the woods, and sure enough, I butt grown at it, and sure enough, that thing comes back. The extinguisher does a real good job of getting the job done.
This was my first deer season, really getting into it. I went a couple times last year, but I wasn't, it's gone for fun. But this season, like we said, I put out corn a lot and, check cameras and stuff like that. And it was very rewarding.
Getting into the season, we had a 10-point on camera. That guy's excited about the new hunting season. We had a couple other ones on camera, but nothing too big.
On October 26th, I took my first buck down, this 6-pointer. It was a great experience being able to take down my first buck on a solo hunt I had. He came in 40, 30 yards from me, started munching on corn. And I took him down, we took him back, cleaned him. I think that was one of the first, that was maybe 1 or 2 deer. That was the first 1 or 2 deer that we cleaned. And it's a great experience, realizing that pulling the trigger is most definitely the easiest part. You got hauled out of the woods, and I did right here.
Oh yeah.
It's a challenge. It's a work,
It's November 7th, basically late pre-rut and early rut. I sat money, Jake sat, what'd you say? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I sat money and he came out, or a doe came out first. The doe was on a jog, and I was just waiting for that big buck.
It's about saying something's about to go down.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. And sure enough, it was like foggy. He stepped out, and I was looking, and I just see him. And I saw, he was looking the opposite direction, and I just see the back of his back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's a beautiful deer. Come on, give you some. You worked hard for that one.
And that was my first big buck.
You had shot that cow horn for your
My
first
first
buck,
buck, yeah.
But this 7-pointer turned out to be real nice. We got its rack. We didn't mount it, knowing that we'd hopefully see something bigger. But sure enough, pre-rut, we got these big old swamp donkeys on camera. I think we had 1 week where we had, I think, 9 and maybe six, 7 different deer come up.
Nice deal.
Nice bucks. We started, mapping out these deer, seeing where they're coming through, seeing what food they're going to. And it was a great experience to realize that, hey, our farm's doing very well this year, which we had pushed back into some land that we had owned in Money Stand. And definitely we're going to keep on pushing back, because I think there's some deer back there for sure. But these deer definitely got us started off, going strong. These deer, one was named King James. He was our top target deer. He was a big old 8-pointer, real tall. Our next one was Mac Daddy. He was our only 10-pointer on camera this year. He was an awesome buck, that's for sure. And he came in, 2 or 3 times. That's what they did. Is, at this time they were still nocturnal. And then we had a Trailer, who is a big old 8-pointer. He's super wide, but he's young. So we didn't get him down this season so far, but we're definitely looking to take him down next season.
So about middle of the rut, these two have been seeing a lot of younger bucks with pretty good futures. But me, I was striking out every time I went and not having good luck or doing something wrong. But you know, I wasn't seeing them, but these two were, that's for sure.
Ace, you want to talk about Dad's buck?
Well, wasn't the nicest buck, wasn't the smallest buck, but it was pretty small. It was about to be overshooting light, and he said he walked out. It was a 7-pointer. He saw that 1-8, that side with the 8 points on it, or the 4 points on it, and he was just hoping that it looked like that. Well, it didn't look like that.
He said a cow horn had walked out first, and that 7-point walked out right behind it. So you know, that just shows be patient. But it was his first buck. It didn't have a super big future. It didn't look like it was really a nice, you know, it was gonna be good. But it was good. You know, he got that experience and able to get that one under his belt. After that, it was pretty slow. You know, we saw a couple of bucks here and there. We saw this big boy, this big 4 6-pointer. 6-pointer. Hinton saw him come marching through. This big boy, he was out munching on stuff. You know, me and Hinton weren't necessarily gonna pull the trigger. It's a lot of meat, which is good, but you know, just we'd rather someone else who hadn't shot a deer go out and shoot a 6-pointer. So heading into December, me and Hinton and Pops both had bucks under our belt, and we just hadn't been seeing deer, man. He was struggling, that's for sure. But come December 5th, you passed up on a pretty good buck that you definitely should have shot.
Yeah, well, I was actually on my phone. I shouldn't have been, but I was on my phone. I look up, and you know, halfway through the field, or 3/4 of the field, probably about 40 yards away, I see a nice
6-pointer.
6-pointer.
Very beautiful.
And you know, I kind of freaked out. You know, I'd never seen 6-pointer. And so, you know, so I texted Blaine and these two, and I was just like, you know, is this, you know, can I shoot this buck? But he was moving the whole time, and you know, about the time they said yes, he, you know, I pulled the gun out, you know, scoped him in, and he just, I wasn't gonna shoot a shot that I wasn't gonna feel confident I was gonna put him down.
Saying that, we step in last weekend, which was the weekend 17th, 18th, 19th.
Yeah.
So we just got done with exams. We get this done, and after school we head on out, and you know, we're saying this is our weekend. You know, it's going to be cold. We have plenty of time, no distractions with school. You know, Will's telling his dad, I'm going to drop a farm. Brian's shivering, just so comfy. But at this point, we step into December 18th.
That would have been Thursday.
Yeah. Friday.
Yeah.
Friday morning. Tell us what happened there, Will.
All right, so
It's just us two in the stand. Hinton and Dad are at home.
At school.
Yeah.
So I'm in the field, same spot where I was when I saw the 6, and you know, it was early morning. I mean, it was what, 30 minutes after, not even
If that.
20 minutes.
The woods was just waking up, man.
Yeah,
It was dark.
20 minutes after I got in the stand, you know, I was looking, and I see a little bit of movement from my left. I look over, and you know, at first I couldn't tell if it had any antlers or anything, and I was like, it didn't really matter because I was going to shoot it anyways.
I want you to realize that you weren't on your phone when you saw that deer, huh?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
But you know, so I don't know if I texted y'all.
I heard a gunshot. I knew exactly what it was.
I mean, it was, and so you know, I scoped him in and I shot at him, and you know, he didn't drop right away, but he ran off or he ran towards the ditch, and sure enough, he just fell right in the ditch as soon as he got there, and there's a picture of him in the ditch.
What I heard was, I'm sitting in money stand and he's in the field, and I hear a gunshot that's right where he's at. I'm like, Will just shot.
Deer down, baby.
Now I hear another
Let's
shot.
go.
I'm like, you out there target practicing or something? I don't know. What had happened was the gun was not properly sighted in, and you shot him in the leg. That's for sure.
Yeah, he was down and right, just.
I think it was sighted in just fine, but
Nah.
I don't know. He might have been shaking. I don't know.
Yeah, a
Can't
little
see
bit of
most
A
everything.
little bit of both. Either way, he put 2 shots in him, and like you said, we found him in the ditch, and we would say that was our first swamp donkey of the year. Pulled him up, pulled him out of the ditch, and you realize that it's the easiest point is pulling the trigger, right?
That's for sure.
We cleaned that deer, and we finally experienced what a warm-blooded animal felt like, huh? That was Friday, so we turn around Saturday morning, and 26 degrees.
It
It had dropped.
that morning, and we were sleeping in the hunt club, and Jake asked me, like, "Will, are you going hunting this morning?" I was like, "I'll go."
I was
we were
wore
tired
out.
and-
Hinton was all excited. Let's go! Come on, wake up! But I asked Will, I was like, "You going?" I was not in the mood to go out there and sit in the cold just because, Will got the deer before. We got meat in the freezer, but we got up and we went. So.
Well, it was a little bit later in the day.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But
It wasn't that late, but
Frost on the ground, water's all icy. It was about 26
Good
degrees.
morning.
Yeah.
sure enough, that same wood line on my left, I see 4-pointer walk out.
Big old food, yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome, but I wasn't gonna shoot him. And right behind, or not right behind him, but back in the woods, I see just a little bit of movement. And I look over, or I'm looking, I see a movement. I start focusing, and I see that there's another deer. And I see he has antlers. But I thought it was a 6-pointer. So I was like, that's awesome, but I wasn't gonna shoot that either. And he stood there for about 10 minutes, maybe. I mean, he did not move at all. Finally, he walked out. I put binoculars on him to try to get a better look at him, and he has 8 points. I'm like, wow, I was like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to shoot him, so I, texted the group chat with Blaine and Hinton and Jake, and I was just like, yeah, there's an 8-pointer.
I hear a gunshot, and I said, "Will, did you shoot him?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Is he down?" And
Is he down? We just killed. Is he down?
we went out, and I went and saw Will, and we went and picked up Hinton to go help us find this deer, knowing that he didn't drop and that he wanted the ditch. Right after I picked Hinton up, we went out. And we stayed in the field. Didn't want to go chopping back through the woods just in case if he was, we were going to give him time, let him finish out. But we found a nice little blood trail, through the corn. And this Dumbo over here had a wonderful idea of getting on top of the golf cart and seeing if he couldn't see, a white belly or some kind of form. Sure enough, he looks at us. He said, "He's dead. He's gone. He's ready to go." So we jump on over to the other side. We had waited a good 10 minutes though. But earlier that time, I had shown Will, I was like, "Look at these pictures, see if anyone's there." He clicked on this picture, and he was like, "This is the one." I said, "Will, that's a 10-pointer. No, you didn't shoot that one." But sure enough.
Oh, shoot. Is he down? He's down, baby. It was that one. See, you can see his side. Oh my god. That's a 10-pointer. It's either a 10 or a 9. Go get your hands on it. That's a 10, babe. Oh my gosh. He's down.
It's 10.
He's down.
He's got those.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Will ended up killing Matt Gaddy. He's a 10-pointer, and
He was.
we didn't think Will didn't. He said it was an 8-pointer.
He went from a 6 to an 8. Sure enough, it was a 10. One of the best parts in that video was Will going up and saying, it's a 10. And we just, that's the thing. It was a team effort. All 4 of us, including Pops, we went out there. We put in the effort, put in the time. Sitting in the stand, not seeing anything, sitting in the stand, and letting deer pass. And it was really great to get one of these swamp donkeys down.
That was. I'm still trying to wrap my head around. That could be the best deer I ever shoot in my life. And it was crazy how one day I woke up and never shot a deer, and shoot a spike, and that was awesome. That was that meant a lot. And then the next day I shoot a 10-pointer. That was just.
He was tagged out for sure. Tagged out in less than 24 hours. But like I said, this was a great experience to show. Get one under your belt, and then manage your deer properly. Earlier in the rut, we actually had this 4-pointer and this 10-pointer right beside each other in the camera. One had come in, and I think it was 3 minutes later, that other one came in. We'll catch y'all later, and this was a great 2020 season. Hope we can finish it out strong.
Let's do it.
We'll see y'all.